And we're live, just like that. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delayed start, but me and Kerm are here. We're ready to do the final live stream, potentially of the season, Kerm. Final round of the AFL season, mate. It's pretty sad because it's come by pretty quick. I don't know about you, but it felt like just yesterday we were preparing all of our preseason notes, our sleepers, everything, and here we are approaching the last round. It's pretty.
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet,
Exactly.
man. I don't want it to end. It's yeah, it's going to be a long off season. It always is a long off season. So yeah, last show of the season. We have announced that AFLW is happening, so there's still going to be some game day squad to be played still, which is very exciting. But nonetheless, round 24 live show.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Let's go. And truly, Bales is here in the chat. Let me pull that up. That's my boy. That's our man. Bales, welcome. But yes, it is bittersweet. I think it's the perfect way to put it. Like, it's been a fantastic year. We've been riding the highs, the lows, everything. But yeah, I just don't want it to end, in all honesty. I've had so much fun this year. It's been a fantastic season, but it does get me excited already for next year and, the things that we can do. Like, if we had this much fun this year, I can't wait for next year with everyone. Like, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Bales has asked, how are you going, Kerm? That's a great question. How are you going, mate?
I'm good. I'm a bit stressed about my my GDS team this week. I'm doing the old Kerm thing, the Pep Guardiola thing, where I'm mulling over a couple of decisions really early on in the week here. But I'm sure we'll get stuck into that as the show goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. We will have our buy gift sell later on, and we and Kerm are going to do a little challenge beforehand to determine who will get the extra pack.
Yeah,
because we like to open up 3. So I thought, Kerm, we'll do a little fun game. So make sure you stick around for that. You guys are active in the chat because we'll be picking a couple people out to receive some cards for free as per usual. But I think we started off with that, Kerm.
yeah.
I'm going to do something a little bit strange. I'm going to get my laptop up just to help us out here. But what I envisioned here is that we do a game of higher and lower, but I guess it's not higher and lower. How do I exactly word this correctly? You're going to pick a player, and I've got a random number generator. It's going to generate a number in between 60 to 140. Because from what I know, I think 138 is the highest average currently.
Yes.
So you're going to pick a player. I'm going to generate the random number generator. I'm going to pick a player. They'll have different averages. Whoever's closest wins that round.
All right.
Okay. Now we're going to do best of 5 because I don't want it to be one and done. I think it should be a best of 5 scenario or situation here.
I like it.
So that'll be the best way to do it. But let's get this up. Random
60 and 140.
Yeah. So what I want you to do right now while I'm doing this is you need to pick a player and a particular average that you want for this first one. Okay.
Do you want me to say it right now?
Mate, feel free to, of course. Go.
I'm going to go Connor Budrick. He's played 1 game this year and he scored 80 points. So his average is smack on 80 right now. Hopefully.
Okay.
I'm banging on that. Hopefully a little bit.
Okay. Well, if that's what you're going to do, I'm going to go Dylan Moore. 99.5 average. That's the player I'm going to lock in here. Random number generator time, Kerm. Let's go. 118.
Okay.
I'll take it round 1. That's
well done. Well done.
Next player, mate. Read me off someone.
Let's go with...
I know who I'm going. Always. You know what? I'm still going to... Okay.
I don't...
I'll tell you who I'm going then. I'm going to go Ned McHenry. All right? But his average is 54.3. So I'm on the lower end of 60. So I can't actually get the exact.
Okay, I can do you dirty here, but I'm not sure I will.
No, do it. You never know.
No. I will go Mitch Duncan, 106.
122. That was easily secured by yourself. That's 1-1. All right.
Let's go.
All right. Next player, Kerm. Who are you going to lock in?
I'm going to lock in. I feel like we're due a bit of a lower number here. So I'm going to go. It'll backfire massively. It'll massively backfire. I'll go Kyle Langford, 87.
Okay. I know who I want as well. I want Noah Anderson, 118.
I love Noah so much.
140. Wow. Okay. So we got
Okay.
Which does mean I'm now on match point.
You are. Yep.
Here we go. So who do you want? I'll let you go first.
Yep.
You prefer me to go first here?
No, I'll go. That's okay. I'm gonna stick in the 80s range a little bit. I'm gonna go with Charlie Dixon, who is on like 84. 84-ish.
84. All right. You know what I might do then? I might just go really high. I want to make this spicy. I'm going Jordan Dawson, 134.
Dude's a jet.
He's a
Scores
jet.
have been high.
What did you guess?
84.
110. I think I just secured a win.
We're gonna have to get the quick math out.
Quick math? Mine's like 24-point difference. I think yours is over 24 points, which would mean
84. 26, 110. What was Dawes again?
134. Sorry.
Yep, you win. Well done. You get the extra pack. The extra pack is yours. I like it. I liked it anyway. I think you are due a legend. And I'm not going to speak too soon, but it was mentioned in the chat earlier. We haven't had a legend all season long. It's around 24. Yep. The vibes are up.
Yeah.
It's time for a legend. And I think you hold the key to that, mate.
I hope so. I really do. But I honestly don't mind if it's not me, even if it's you. We need a legend on this live. Like, I know Hef has been doing some great work with his giveaways and pack openings and stuff this whole year, and he was unable to do it. Now, we have seen legends can be pulled, of course, in the Discord. Maybe sometimes a couple too many, players that I want, like Tom Green,
good players.
Bontempelli. Like, that's sad that I don't have the honor of being able to rip that out of a pack anymore. But yeah, you know what? It is what it is. That was a little bit of fun. But let's move it on. These are from last week. Sorry. But here, where do we have your team, Kerm? Oh, goodness. Have I got the wrong slides up? Sorry, mate. Here you are. I'll go first. You go next. I'm not sure why that was
Let's do it.
Different show. But anyway, here we go. My team this week, everyone. I'm switching it up. So as you know, last round, some teams don't have much to play for. So I think there's a lot of strategy this week in who you're going to pick, because you need a team that's playing for something this weekend. Otherwise, you're potentially not going to score too great. So the first thing I might cover is I'm pretty nervous about the GWS players I have in, because potentially by the end of the round, it may not matter for them. And they may not need to play for much. They might be locked into the 8. So I am a bit nervous with playing them. The Doggies players, we all saw what happened last week. They pretty much could have cemented their spot in the 8, lost to West Coast. Now they got so much to play for. So load up on them. I'd like to see later on, Kerm. I know you played Trelaw last week.
Yes.
He's going to be another feature in your team again. If I should be considering that as well. One person I am really, really considering, and I think someone commented their name before, is Harry Sheasel.
Yeah.
He's a young gun. I know that, North don't have much to play for, but he's going to want to go out there and do his thing. And no Zeeble this week. And we know that Sheasel normally plays a little bit better without Zeeble. So that's a big consideration for me. You can see down forward, I'm going Toby Green again. He burnt me last week with 59, but that was just due to the circumstance of them flogging the Essendon Bombers. So I'm trying to trust. And I like this comment from Minnow15. What's your thoughts on this, Kerm? Noah and Flanders show this weekend. Do you think?
Flanders, I can't see slowing down at all. He is I think he's led the competition in disposals per game for the last 3 rounds, and he's playing North Melbourne without LDU, who are in firm tank. Like, they are tanking, so it's so obvious that they're tanking. And people have their own opinions about tanking. I don't really mind it. It's very popular in other sports. Like, I don't see a negative effect on it. They have one of the better players we've seen in recent years in the drafted Harley Reid on the table. If you're going to go out there and, give it players are going to give it everything they've got anyway, but it's up to the front office and the management to make it a little bit harder for them.
That's a good point.
So, tanking for me in AFL footy is when you got something on the line like Harley Reid, who could change your club around, and with a few other key pieces in North Melbourne, you never know where they're going to go because they got such a good young, strong core. Yeah, I really don't mind it. So the Suns, I like the comment, should feast. Flanders specifically. And that midfield rotation of Rao, Noah Anderson, and Tuke Miller should always, against North Melbourne, have a pretty good day.
What's your thoughts on Dawson this week? We've got a comment here from Bales. Now, I just want to read out why. So he's featured in my team nearly every week. That's probably the biggest out of my team currently. But just his past couple of rounds, 110, 111, 119, 157, but then 112. So I'm having a look. He's not in the greatest form, and I'm talking by his standards, of course. For most other players, that's fantastic, those scores. But for Dawson this year, his average was 134, as we mentioned before. And it's just, I know it's West Coast, isn't it? Adelaide Crows have West Coast, so it is a tasty matchup. But I am a little bit nervous still because there's not much to play in. But in saying that, I have Laird in. So
it's a tricky one.
A little bit.
Tricky one to navigate because I was pretty big on bringing Tex Walker in this week, but they actually held Jamara Ugle-Hagan and the other Western Bulldogs forwards to pretty low scores last week. And I know that could just be a week out of nothing from West Coast because they haven't shown much all year, and then all of a sudden they knock off the Western Bulldogs, and as you said, a must-win game, which is just insane. It's just the story of the 2023 footy season. So I'm a little bit wary. I can see Tex coming out and booting 15. I can also see him, staying quiet.
What did he have last time? 9 goals from memory?
Yeah,
or
something
8 goals?
Stupid like that. Stupid. And we'll see with the lineups as well, because I'm not sure if Jeremy McGovern's going to play. He picked up a knock last week. He'll be a big out.
Did too, Josh had a good game, though.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think Dawson leaving him out it's a hot pick to leave him out because he's Jordan Dawson, but you have your reasons. And Elijah Hewitt as well, playing good footy. He's always a danger to tag. I'm not sure he's going to tag in round 24 with nothing to play for, but just something to think about.
Yeah, no, you're too right. But we'll move it on from my team. It's been up there long enough. Everyone's been able to soak in all of its glory, hopefully. English gang as well. Sorry, I'll just quickly throw that out there. Hadn't said it yet. Feel like it's like my obligation. So here we go. Kerm, your team this week, mate. Take us through. You do have Dawson. Huge.
Yes, I do have Dawson. My backline is very, very vanilla. My thoughts going into this week, you can see I'm sitting 5th in the seasonal rankings for the champion division. I'm going very, very vanilla. So Tom Stewart, Hayden Young, Mitch Duncan. I really like the Geelong matchup. Just checking who they have just to be sure. I don't want to make a fool of myself live on the show. They have the Western Bulldogs. So, pretty good matchup for defenders. Tom Stewart, Mitch Duncan. Mitch Duncan plays a little bit higher, obviously, than Tom Stewart, who's more of an intercept defender. Those guys have been in my team pretty much week in, week out for the last 6-7 weeks, I think. Hayden Young playing in the midfield, I've really liked having him in my team, in and around my team. He didn't play last week. I was scared of the matchup. But Hayden Young, I like.
I like that as well. That's a good pick there.
I can see Minnow saying Sam Doherty out. Is he out of the lineup? Have they been?
Wow, that's huge. That could be my replacement 1-for-1.
Or is he calling him to get out of my team? Because either way.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at the lineups out. Oh, he's out of the lineup. Okay, so that's huge because I was really... My justification for Sam Doherty, who was pretty poor last week, Adam Chera and Sam Walsh coming back into the team was the rumour, and I was scared that Sam Doherty was going to come back into the defence and push sort of Nick Newman aside a little bit, which is why I had Sam Doherty there. But there you go. Nick Newman will be back in my defence straight after the show. Jordan Dawson we spoke about, and James Sicily I expect a bit of a bounce back from. My midfield, Matt Crouch has been in my team pretty much week in, week out since he got back into the lineup. He's playing insane footy. He's playing for his career at this point. You can see it when he's out there. He's playing for his career, and it's translating well into fantasy points at the moment. Tom Green has a little bit to play for this week, and he is in insane form. Too good a form to leave out. Chad Warner.
Tell me about it.
Your boy, Chad Warner.
Big Chaddy. Giga Chad. I like
Giga
this.
Chad. Just a little bit of a wild card. I said at the start, my team was super vanilla, and I looked at it and I'm like, I need a little bit of flavor in this. So I've gone Chatty Warner up against the Melbourne Demons. I don't like the matchup, but I like Chad Warner. And I'm pretty sure he did really well in the last round last year as well. So just a little thought there. Jack Steele's been in good form the last 2 weeks. And Lockie Neal, I saw someone ask the Lockie Neal question. He is coming up against St Kilda. He could be a guy who comes out in this game at the Gabba and just goes into second gear and stays there the whole game. But the matchup against St Kilda, who give up the most points to midfielders week in, week out, is just too good to leave him out. Max Gawn is in there at my ruck position at the moment. I really want to see the Geelong lineup because if they go no ruck again, Tim English is coming straight in. It has to be said. Max Gawn's just there because he's a diamond and it looks a little bit better. And the Swans are a pretty good matchup for rucks as well. My forward line, super vanilla. Zach Butters, Luke Jackson, Sam Flanders, Connor Rozee, Stephen Canelio, and Tim Taranto. Most people in the country will have a forward line who looks like this. You spoke about Harry Sheezel. I thought about putting in a platinum Harry Sheezel for Tim Taranto this week. I just think with Sheezel giving it to the last round, bit of a nothing matchup, losing LDU. I think they might throw him in the midfield and just see how he goes, which I think would be really interesting. And I don't think it hurts the score as well. I just sort of don't want to touch it in the last round with a bit on the line, top 10 at the moment. Don't want to go too risky. Tim Taranto is actually on thin ice at the moment. I've been super disappointed in Tim Taranto these last couple of weeks. Only 98 GDS fantasy points. He scored a 94 in round 20. He's got Port Adelaide this week, which is the hardest matchup for midfielders. It's all pointing towards him having a pretty down week. But in saying that, I haven't got the greatest forward depth, and he can come out and score 180 any given week as well. So he might be a late change for me. And I'm seeing D-Sync saying Taranto has dropped as well. So these lineups, mate, must be juicy. I know we're live on the show, so we can't have an in-depth look, but there must be some big calls going on.
Yeah, that is huge. And that just means the players that we've been speaking about, like Sheezel, like what's his value now this week?
Yeah.
He's looking like a top 6 forward now. You know, you got the likes of him out. So I think D-Sync's saying for him, he's been dropped as well.
Okay, gotcha.
Not from the lineup, but it's probably because of the form you just spoke about. You know, he hasn't been in the best of form, especially by his standards. We saw that, you know, from the start to like midway through the season, he turned up every week. There wasn't one week he wasn't getting over like 130 points. From then, or since like around the bye rounds, he's been definitely on a decline in terms of his production. Not that it's anything to be like super concerned about, but, you know, you definitely have to look at it, especially when your teams can be so stacked in game day squad. It is a consideration that needs to be made.
For sure.
Well, let's move it on. Quick Discord plug. It's the last chance this week to enter in our competition for the AFL. So under the Aussie rules tab on our Discord, we ask you all every week to guess the highest scoring player for the particular round. If you can guess it right, free packs from Game Day Squad or courtesy of Game Day Squad. Additionally, guess the exact score as well, and you get a bonus pack on top. It's just a bit of fun, and you have nothing to lose literally by guessing any player, any score. So you may as well go to our Discord, guess, because you might be rewarded with some free packs. And from reading the chat before, I reckon there's going to be a couple Tex Walkers in there.
Yeah, I think so. Especially after Jesse Hogan last week, the forwards are a bit of a flavor at the moment. Jesse Hogan breaking the Game Day Squad high score from Andy Brayshaw last year, I think. So yeah, the forwards are getting a lot of love.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. But let's move it on. Bit of a quicker one this week. As I mentioned before, it's time for the beautiful, beautiful part we do here.
Let's go, mate.
It's time to open some packs, baby.
It's leisure time, baby. Let's go.
Come on, Kermy.
It's got to be. It'd be cruel to go 24 weeks without seeing the animation.
All right. So what I think, I've got the extra pack here. Everyone in chat right now, I want to nominate someone for this pack. Who wants a player? I'm going to pull a legend. I don't know. If I did, I always thought about this. Could I ever give the legend away? I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I think
I'll test you.
Yeah, like usually I'm pretty generous, but I reckon I become a massive scumbag if that happens, and I just keep it to myself. Ooh, alrighty. What I think we go, I'm going to go the patterns. Patterns message before about Taranto being out for me. Look at Desync. He's putting in some good
Desync's
comments.
giving me a little bit of love there.
Yeah.
Little bit under the
He knows
table
what he's
love.
doing. I've got 2 packs. I'll come back around. But my first one, the patterns. Let's go. Let's open up a juicy pack for you. Let's get some wicked cards. And of course, there will be one card from this going on the transfer market for Ascent straight after the show.
Not the animation we want.
No, but it's okay. But that's not that good. M. Johnson.
He's good.
Lakers terms, it could be Magic Johnson.
It could be Magic Johnson, but that's a good dynasty card.
Oh
my god, dude.
Let's go. That's how we fucking end. That is how we do this,
insane.
baby. Oh,
well done. Oh man.
Yes. Get that
Great
up,
pull.
Let's go. And Barry's not even that bad of a card. No Clary, but
that is a good pack.
Dude.
What do you do here, Tom? See, I know we briefly spoke about it with the legend card. This might be a little bit of an easier pill to swallow, but still a silver Clayton Oliver. That is an awesome card.
I'll tell you what. The patterns hasn't complimented me yet, but it seems like everyone else is. But in saying that, the patterns, mate, I do have a silver Clary. I'm starting him this week. And if I'm assuming maybe you don't have one, I'm not sure. Potentially hit chat because this might make my answer even easier. But if you don't have one, I would love to bless you with being able to start a silver Clayton Oliver this week.
Good guy, Tom.
I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, I've already got a. If I didn't have it, I think I'd have to snag it. I think we go with that. Who should I put on the transfer market? That's the question, though.
Well, it depends. I think Johnson's a better card for a dynasty. Like, if someone's going to go the dynasty route, he's a good card to have.
Say less, Kerm. Barry, I'll keep him. Johnson, transfer market for Ascent after. Stay tuned for that. And Oliver, Clary, the patterns, mate. Feels good. Feels good to be able to get that out. Let's go. Okay.
Really good pack. And the vibes are high. All of a sudden, we're on the up here, Tom. I'm seeing ascension. It's only going to get better than this. So let's go.
What about yourself, Kerm, mate? Plenty of people in the chat. Everyone's active. Who do you want to pick to nominate for this one?
I'll go with Minnow. Minnow's a friend of the channel. Been a part of the show since... a fan of the show. He's been in the chat for a long time. It's been a long season. So, yeah, I'll go with Minnow.
Has been a long season. Look at this. This is the type of comments we need. Rory-led legend. It's coming. Legend energy. Ready, Kerm?
Yeah.
Bless this pack quickly. Little bit of magic dust, whatever you want to do. Come on. No, dude. Animation. Come on, cool. Man. Triple silvers.
Oh, Stephen.
Clary's teammate. Don't know if he's as good as old Clary.
Connor Budrick. Lockie Weller.
Gosh, start of this year, you'd be frothing over that card. That Lockie Weller was in form, dude.
Do you want to know a funny story about Stephen May?
Hit me.
In my younger days, I was umpiring NEAFL footy up in Queensland, and I was umpiring the Gold Coast Suns preseason game against the Southport Sharks. And this was when Stephen May was like the captain of the Suns. And I called a push in the back, and he absolutely obliterated me. He was pointing fingers, calling me this, calling me that. He was saying, I'll see you in the rooms after the game. He didn't know my name, obviously. He didn't know me from from anything, but he tore me shreds. I was like 18 at the time. Obviously a little bit skinnier back then. But yeah, that taught me never to call a bush in the back against Stephen May.
Again, that's a shocker, man. Because all I've ever heard from him is he's such a good bloke. He's such a good guy.
Did not like the call. I'll tell you that much for free. Maybe he was right. I don't know. But
all I've heard is some pretty average things about his character, especially from his teammates. But that's okay, Kerm.
That's
you were just part of the you were part of the firing line.
Exactly. That's all it is. A little bit of white
Stephen
line fever, maybe. Tempers were high. I mean, it was like Cade Colajasny just pumping through the middle. I don't know if he was a gun back in the day, but yeah, high octane preseason match there. But anyway, Lockie Weller is going to go to Minnow. That's a pretty easy one for me. I'm going to hold on to Connor Budrick because I'm actually quite high on him. If he can stay healthy, I'm pretty sure. Like, we've seen Will Power go up another level this year down back. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Cheers, mate.
That's great, Mark.
It probably was.
Love your work.
I never umpired a Gold Coast Suns preseason game again, so that's probably telling.
He got blacklisted.
The Gold Coast Suns backline, we've seen Will Power go up. We've seen Darcy McPherson be an option. So, yeah, I'll go with Connor Budrick and then Stephen May will go on the transfer market.
Love it. Yeah, keep your son. That's beautiful. It's meant to be. Give another son away. It's all your sons, man. Gosh, you're becoming a father.
Yeah. Hang on.
Oh, hold up. Alrighty. Bales, last pack. Got the hand up. I guess I'll have to honor it, mate. Have to honor it. Let's go, Bales. Let's some legend energy here. He said he wanted a legend one-of-one Rory Laird.
He's not asking for much.
I know, not much. Come on. Oh, you're joking,
dude.
I had the dream, bro. The dream. Triple silvers again. Start from the middle, I reckon. How are we feeling about the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Burns.
Is that Callum Stone? Wow.
Oh, this is the worst. This might be the worst pack we've opened on the show.
I just can't believe that we should have swapped it with the Clary and we should have finished on that one. That should have been the finisher because that would have
Bales.
Finished in good hopes and that's you know what? Everyone's probably in the chat that missed out is probably thinking, "Thank goodness I wasn't picked that pack."
Oh God, that's it. What a way to end the 2023 season for.
If you have a preference, message me. But if not, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you get Callum Stone. Maybe I'll give you Cal, and I'll put the other two on the transfer market. And if anyone wants them for a cent, then they can nab them up. But let's go back.
Dude.
I know, man. That's so disappointing, bro. I was so excited. Man. Anyway, here's what it is, hey. One day,
here's what it is.
It'll just make it that much sweeter. And yes, Curtis, no worries. Curtis coming your way, Bales. You chop with that, and I'll put the rest of those up on the transfer market for a cent right after the show, which we're not too far away from. So sit tight. Here we go. Lock of the round. This is a running competition that we've done just between the boys. And, we pick a player. Once you pick them once, you can't pick them again. You can see here, it's the last round of the season. It's the last chance to get points.
Yes,
so there's no other opportunities. This is it. Callum's pretty much nearly out of the race. Myself, I'm up on 1,414 points. And the only person who can knock me off my pedestal is Kerm.
It's getting tight. You deserve the pole position there. You can see you've gone a little bit more rogue than I have. I was out of the count for a long time this season, so I don't know how I've worked my way back into it. But no, you're deserving of the pole position.
I do remember Alan was throwing shots.
He was throwing shots, and honestly, fair enough because I was down in the. I was down for a long time.
That's funny because you had to cop all those shots, and then now that you're up, he's barely rocked up to a live stream since. It's just very ironic.
Shots.
You had to cop it, and now he's gone running.
Strangers everywhere.
Oh, goodness. It is what it is. That's all part of fun of the game, all the banter. Love it. We embrace it. But here we go. This is what me and Kerm are doing this week. Big week.
Yep.
So what I'm doing, everyone's probably thinking right now, how the hell has Tom guessed Rowan Marshall? And this is my thought process on it because I'm in a win-win scenario here because I'm English game. I've always been English game. And if Rowan Marshall lets me down and doesn't get 115 points, that is the ultimate way to just another win for English game, And then you might pass me, Kerm, but that's fine because it's going to be on Marshall Mob, whatever they call themselves. I'm not sure. They're not that too hot around here. But Kerm, you've gone Tommy Green for 115, which if I miss and you get it, is enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I'm sort of preying on your downfall a little bit. Roland Marshall's got Oscar, the big O. So yeah, that'll be a interesting matchup.
Yep.
To say the
Will
least.
be.
Tom Green's still got a little bit to play for, hopefully, by the end of the round. So 115 is well within his grasp. He can do that in 3 quarters if he wants to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly.
it'll be.
Well, the form he's in, exactly right. He could come out
Yeah.
of half time on 100, mate, and he just needs 15 more.
But so can
after the
Marshall.
half.
Marshall could do the exact same thing. So
Very
yeah.
true. Which I was in one of Bale's live rooms earlier this week, and he was talking about how Big O usually is a ruckman stopper in terms of fantasy points, but in recent form he
Ooh.
has not been. Apparently, he's been leaking points a lot. Now he's not. See, he earned this title of, the stopper, but now, so it could happen. It could happen either way. But I've got Callum's pick in right here. Breaking news. Callum's hit me up and he goes, all right, look, you saw the score before. Let's go back so you can just see the situation. So pretty much he needs to go big. And he needs to guess 215 points to even get first place. So shocker, he's guessed 215 points. And he's going Tex Walker.
Of course.
The big Texan. 215 points for the big Texan. He's guessing this week. And if he's to get that right and we go double X, he would win. That would put him on top.
That would be disastrous. We would never. It would be the longest off season of all off seasons, and that would be the second highest score in GDS fantasy history, by the way. So if he pulls that off, that's a pretty good going.
And I think this week we got a comment here, Laird 120 from our man Bales. Why don't we go that for our community selection? I think that's a great one against West Coast. Got a tasty matchup. That will be the community selection this week. Unfortunately, they can't really take it out, but that's it. Lock of the round, Kerm. I'm excited. The last round, it's bittersweet, but it's September footy's coming, and that's what we live for. It's unfortunate if your teams haven't made it into September footy like yourself, Kerm, but have you got a little sleeper team? Have you got a team that you go for in the finals, like a second team? Who are you going to be rallying with is my question.
I'd like the Queensland teams to do well regardless. So I'm not going to openly barrack for anyone, but if Brisbane does well, that'd be pretty nice to see.
Stay in the state. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. So no, that'd probably be the only team I sort of. Obviously, I'm going to watch every game, but that would be the only other.
I will say, of course, I'm a Swannies fan. I think I've made that quite known on the show. But if the Swans are to be eliminated, you know what storyline I would love to come to life? And their fans can be some of the worst in Australia, but Carlton. I would love to see them, pull it from the depths.
Oh, God.
It would be fantastic to see, for so long, they've been the laughing stock. They've been criticized for their club, their players, the culture, everything. And fair enough to it, because you know what? They haven't been too impressive. But times have changed over there. Navy Nation's ready to go, and they're ready for September footy.
Oh, God.
It'd be a good one. Desync, that is a great question. We will be in touch soon about prizes. We're sort of just confirming that at the moment. We're working through that, but we'll be very vocal about it in the Discord and whatnot. So we will tell you as soon as we know, but at the moment that isn't locked in, unfortunately.
That's important. You guys will know as soon as we know. We'll have messages, social posts, everything ready to go as soon as we know, and you guys will know. As I said, but as soon as we know, you guys will know.
We do understand your frustrations, though, at the same time, and we will be getting that to you as soon as we can. That is on the top of our priority list right now, is to get that announced and finalized so you can all start preparing for the season. But just know it's going to be a fantastic Women's Aussie Rules season anyway. So, get your starter packs opened if you haven't already. Set your lineups and start maybe engaging in some trades with some duplicate players you have. We got some videos coming out on YouTube soon. A tips and tricks video that I did with Bales HD. Very excited of that one to come out.
No.
Couple other ones in the works. We can't wait. We've been collaborating with some awesome content creators, and we can't wait to show you all what we have in store. But Kerm, 34 minutes in, mate. I think that's it, bro. I'm gonna have a tear come out of my eyes. It's been a good season, man.
It's been a long season. We need you guys back next year. Hopefully, from us and Cal as well, everybody involved in Game Day Squad, thank you guys for being here every Thursday watching our Monday shows. It really means a lot to us. Game Day squad's grown a lot in 2023, our first full season. We've got a lot of work to do over the off season. There's a lot for you guys to get excited about. We're always trying to improve and work on things. So please rest assured that we're not sitting down doing anything. We're not putting down the tools. Everything, it ramps up even more now, to be honest. So yeah, thank you guys. And hopefully you guys will be back in the chat in round 1, season 2024. And we'll pull a legend then, fingers crossed.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And honestly, Kerm nailed it on the head there. Thank you so much for all the support you've been showing. Look at the chat this week. Like, honestly, last round, very easy to tune out for the season. You know, there isn't much there. But last week, a competition in Game Day squad. Love the support you've been showing us. Definitely head over to the YouTube. If you're not too sure what's going on with the AFLW, the players and stuff, we have a lot of content coming out to try to help you all get ready and to get up to scratch with that season. So, yeah, I guess it's goodbye for now, everybody. But yeah, hopefully there'll be better times coming soon. And as Kerm hinted at before, we truly are only just getting started at Game Day Squad. So strap in and get ready because it's going to be a bloody fantastic couple months coming up. But I reckon that'll do it, Kerm.
Yep.
We'll catch all your legends later. See you on the transfer market with a couple of those cards for a cent. And yeah, until next time, legends.